So we ended the last episode with people shouting at me to come eat dinner, and we're starting off this episode with me being a little bit like nasty throat because there's a lot of dinner in there. There's not dinner literally in my throat, but you know how after eating any kind of meal, but especially a particularly like fatty kind of meal, your throat just gets kind of gross and just kind of gross, and it takes a little while, and usually just using your voice a little bit kind of fixes it. But maybe this is something that like uniquely is a thing that I'm aware of. Well, probably not uniquely, because it's way too like biologically like basic of a function of your body for nobody else have noticed. But to actually like acknowledge like this, because I do tend to record right around dinner time quite often, because oftentimes during the daytime I'll be busy with just work. Sometimes not. Sometimes I have nothing to do for like days on end, and I'll be able to record these videos during the daytime. But usually I'll have to record them during like evening hours, which is totally fine. But usually that is, I skipped some money there, I'm aware. Usually that is right around like dinner time, and mostly just after dinner time, which means that I have to like be conscious of the fact that my throat is a little bit like gross before I actually start recording, because otherwise I get voice cracks, and especially when I have to do like voices like I have to do now, and I get more thirsty because there's a lot of like salt in every single food you ever eat. So this is the moment to speak. My voice changed, didn't it? I don't know. Hey, Zapdos, where are you? We came to rescue Shiftry, show yourself! Where's Team Alakazam even? Huh. Ah! I warned you, I have no mercy for meddlers. Not scared. You don't frighten me. Hey, Zapdos, let Shiftry go! A Pokemon rescue team, that's what we are! You must be determined to utter such words. Then you shall answer to my great and righteous fury. Don't just stand there, Barry, you absolute moron. You're a water type. You stupid. You're going to attack Barry right away, so waiting for you to come closer isn't going to do much. Just attack me. I can take it. Okay, so all three of us are now against him. You only use water gun. You only use rock throw. Can I go into their IQ? Exclusive move user. That's what I want. Exclusive move user. That means that they only will use actual moves and not basic attacks, because I don't want to use basic attacks on this guy. That means you use water gun, which is real good. Use rock throw, which is going to do a lot of damage. Agility, potentially a bad thing. I have a reviver seed. I need to remember I have a reviver seed, and I'm dealing a lot of damage against this guy. I think we're fine. I think we're golden. Reviver seed, okay. That's the last reviver seed I had, I think. Maybe I have 3. I think I bought a 3rd one, right? Did I buy a 2nd or a 3rd one? I think I have 1 more. But I think this should be close to taking out. It had little effect, but still it's so much damage. Okay, I think 1 more attack from everybody should be okay. We did it. We took out Zapdos, and it wasn't even that difficult. The fact that we had Barry there really, not Barry, Rocky really did help. What's going on? You want more? I'll take you on. Enough. That's enough fighting. I've calmed down. Take Shiftry back. You kids, you've impressed me. But this won't be easy next time. I will go all out next time, so you'd better be prepared. When you go back here in post-game, the Zapdos is actually much more powerful, I think. Until then, you'd better hone your skills. As my voice changes because I'm more calm now. It's definitely on purpose. Look, there's Shiftry. Are you okay? Yeah, somehow I am. I'm glad you're safe. But that was an eye-opener, drifting off the Zapdos. I agree. You're awfully strong for a plain Meowth. I sensed it when we first met. Perhaps you are in the Pokemon, are you? Whoa! How can you tell? But you're right, Flogger isn't a Pokemon, Flogger is a human! What? A human? Is that possible? Can there be something like that? Flogger doesn't really know what happened either. He just woke up one morning as a Pokemon and doesn't remember a thing about being human. Other than that he was actually a human, so he does remember something. Oh, that's right. Lumber was saying something in the square. He said Alakazam knows everything. Alakazam, do you know why Flogger became a Pokemon? No, I can't determine that. Oh, I thought you would know. However, there is a way for unveiling this truth. Also, be right back. Okay, to prevent a lot of background noise, I had to cut out like 5 minutes there. Let's keep going. Oh, really? How? Make way to the Hill of Ancients. There you will find a Pokemon that stares into the sun all day. His eyes really don't work anymore, but because of that he's like psychic or something. A Pokemon who is said to see into the future. Zato is his name. For some reason, seeing into the future. You should be able to look into the past to answer my questions, not into the future. You should shed light on your puzzling friend. No! He should tell me that whether or not I become a human again, but not necessarily what happened to me in the past. That's not how future sight works. Depending on like how good his memory is, but even then, does he see the future of the entire universe at once? Because in that case he's just omniscient, right? Pretty much. Not necessarily omnipotent, but omniscient for sure. Because omniscient is just all-knowing, isn't it? Anyway. Okay, we should go see Xatu. Flogger, let's roll. We're going to the Hill of the Ancients. No more time to lose. We better go back quick. Shiftry, you two, let's hurry back. Yeah, I guess we should. Flogger, don't just stand around. Let's go back. Alakazam, I know you. I don't think you're completely ignorant about this. You know something, don't you? There is something that concerns me, but it should go unspoken for now, for their sake. And for the plot's sake. Mostly for the plot. Let's be honest. Mostly for the plot. And suspension, I like build up. Would there be any way to bring that in more naturally into the story? Other than just literally saying it and then saying, no, we're not going to talk about it more, we're just going to talk about it a little bit. Without like dropping spoilers for what's going to happen way, way, way down the line. And involving characters which you don't know are actually involved in it yet. I don't think there would be a real good way of doing that. So, as annoying and as like cliche writing as it is, it's there because frankly there's no other way to do it, and it works. I did a little checking around yesterday, but the Hill of Ancients is in the Great Canyon. So let's roll. Off we go to the Great Canyon. Huh? What's up with you? Listen, Barry, I don't even know what I'm going to say here. Huh? What's that? Why are you so happy? Why? What do you need to ask that for? It's not for you. Well, sure. It's it lets me try harder to do my best because there's nothing with short-circuiting brain there. You and me, Vlogger, we're friends, right, Vlogger? That hurts already. I want you to be my best because for you, Vlogger, because that's not gay at all. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what it's about. So anyway, let's give our best as usual. I guess we're not doing any missions today, and we're going to the Great Canyon instead. Okay, I don't know what kind of Pokemon we'll find in the Great Canyon and then the Hill of Ancients. So we'll bring Rocky just because Rocky gained some levels and is now actually the highest level team member we have. And I think it complements our typing fairly well, I want to say. Maybe not very much, but at least as much as electric type, and definitely more so than normal typing. So, this is the Great Canyon. The peak is called the Hill of Ancients. Alakazam said that the Hill of Ancients is on floor 13. Funny that, I didn't hear him say that. That wasn't brought up in the dialogue whatsoever. And we left together, so it's not like you could have talked to him afterwards. Anyway, that's where we'll find Xatu. Vlogger, let's... So I think this is 2 dungeons, right? First a Great Canyon, which is 13 floors, and then another dungeon which has a fewer amount of floors? Maybe? I don't know. So Dunsparce shouldn't be that scary, right? Right? Oh yeah, also let's re-equip you with Tackle and re-equip you with Tackle as well. I'm going to keep you on exclusive move user, just because I'm scared of what's going to happen if you don't use moves exclusively. So these first couple of floors, also there's hair in my face. Hang on. Taking off my headset before and now putting it back on. There was a little bit of hair in front of the headset and that gets in your face and then that potentially gets in your mouth and in your eyes, and it's just a whole thing. You just don't want that. So so far these floors have been going fairly well. And I was gonna say Squirtle would have usually leveled up. Of course he leveled up. I mean evolved here, but yeah, no, he doesn't evolve because this game hates evolution until the post game. And at which point, really the characters aren't really part of the characters anymore, because. I might be misremembering something, but I could have sworn that the post-game still has a little bit of story going in for it. Because in the main game you don't actually find out who... what's responsible for turning you into a Pokemon. And that is actually resolved in the post-game, just like it is in Explorers of Sky. Whether you like to believe it or not, Explorers of Sky... It's altogether a better game, mechanically and narratively. It's not because the story itself is better, because the story of Explorers of Sky is just a deluxe version of the story of this game. It's pretty much identical in its story beats. I wouldn't say that, but it's very, very similar and follows the same like structure and story beats. To a almost annoying degree, I want to say. It's just the game is much longer and there's a lot more like character developments and progression going on in Explorers of Sky, and of course there's also the extra episodes which give a little bit of more character development, and there's a couple of more characters added in the story which change things up, but by and large, the story of these games and the sequels are very similar, and while I don't think the story of Gates to Infinity is as well written, at least it's a little bit more original than Explorers of Darkness, Time and Sky. Still, I very much do prefer Explorers of Sky as a narrative game over Gates to Infinity. That being said, I didn't finish Gates to Infinity. I believe the final boss fight isn't even a Pokemon, right? And I applaud for that. I actually like that idea. But just fighting a force of nature. But the story and the writing itself, it just didn't capture me the same way that this game and Explorers of Sky did. Even though, and maybe it's not even though, maybe it is because they're pretty much the same story told in 2 different ways. One of them just more in-depth than the other. Let's just not talk too much about that. If we get to Explorers of Sky at some point, I might talk about it some more. Maybe I'll talk about it some more during this playthrough, because we've got a lot of time to fill in this playthrough, because this is a long-ass game. I would very much like to find the stairs, because this floor has been very long so far. And we have a total of 13 floors. What's with people honking outside of my window? It just... I get annoyed when I record and there's a lot of sound. Because I want things to be... really? I want things to be like high quality. You're doing this on purpose now. Are you doing this on purpose? You can't be doing this on purpose because you can't hear me because my window is closed. Okay, that could potentially kill me. Please, please die. Please die. Please, no. Attack the cacturn. Attack the cacturn. Thank you. I want things to be like high quality and entertaining to watch, and luckily we still had a revival seed. That does restore your PP. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And part of that is just like a technical level of quality, which means that there's not a lot of background noise, both in terms of like noise levels, but also just background sounds like cars honking or people talking in the background or whatever. I just kind of want to prevent that, and I would rather just have a cut, which takes 5 minutes of me sitting here doing nothing like this, just waiting around, which that's actually what happened in this very episode. It's just something that really gets me. And I don't even get annoyed when I watch other content creators on YouTube which don't do that kind of... Oh my god, your special attack is at +2. This could be dangerous. I don't even get annoyed when I watch other people which don't pay as much attention to those kind of things, because if I hear like a car passing or honking outside in somebody else's video, I don't mind it. It's just... That's just kind of like part of being on planet Earth. Sometimes things make sounds, and not the entire planet can be thinking, oh, that guy over there, he's recording. That being said, the one thing that happened during one of the Pokemon Snap episodes where people saw I had a lighting setup and I was talking, and I don't know if they could actually see the microphone, to be fair, and then started like shouting that just fuck off. That is maybe not as big of a deal for like quote unquote normal people on YouTube, but I just get that a lot. As a filmmaker, when you are somewhere and you have a camera, people do stupid and annoying shit, and it's really, it gets old. If you see somebody walking around with a camera filming, they're doing their job. Just leave them the fuck alone. Don't try to be funny and like do something stupid in the background, because they're going to notice, they're going to be annoyed, and they're going to have to redo that shot. Or they don't notice, and there's going to be an editor which does notice and is annoyed because there's not going to be a second shot, because the people who filmed didn't notice, and then there's a lot of people getting annoyed at each other, and it's just... Honestly, if you're one of those people, stop doing that. If you have ever considered doing that and you get the opportunity to in the future, please think back to this moment and don't do that, because it's annoying. It's very annoying, and you're not funny. You really aren't funny. You're just annoying, and you make people's day worse. Because oftentimes this kind of thing happens when there's a very busy event and there's a lot of people around anyway, at which point filming becomes a little bit of a hassle as it is anyway. And having people like that around, and I'm very aware, most people doing that are drunk people. And even though you can't tell drunk people what to do, they're just a force of nature. Drunk people are like earthquakes, really? What? Okay, so this is the same day I recorded the last episode, obviously, because I started this episode with talking about the whole dinner thing. And I'm still a little bit tired, obviously, but I don't know where that came. Oh my god, I died. at floor 11 out of 13. Fuck. Well, that's a real good way to end that rant. I'll see you back at floor 11. That sucked. What? That just took me out on one hit. There was 63 damage. Multi-hit moves are very strong in this game apparently. Or at least Fury attack is. Holy crap. Let's try that again. Back on floor 11 after all of that happened. Let's hope that we don't die again, because we're not as well loaded with like items, and we don't have any revival seeds obviously, and we lost Rocky on the way, as you can tell by the fact that there's just 2 Pokemon in here. Another Sky Gummy. Every time I think they're blue gummies, but they end up being useless Sky Gummies. Which I can use as soon, of course, as I have a Flying type Pokemon, which will probably be a while. So something else I wanted to talk about Explorers of Sky, and I mean, I know that this is a very heavy Explorers of Sky based commentary video, while this is a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team Let's Play video, which is maybe a little bit weird, but I was just thinking, because I was just walking around this dungeon, had all the time to myself to think about stuff. And then I was thinking, what makes Explorers of Sky so much better in so many ways than Blue and Red Rescue Team? And I think the answer in part is actually... You're out of moves. It's actually the music as well. Because while this game has fantastic music, Explorers of Sky, the music is top notch. The music in that game is some of my favorite music in the entire Pokemon franchise as a whole. Also, I gave Vlogger a power band, which holds increases the physical attack. It's pretty much like just a physical attack increase, which is fairly useful for. Why didn't you use Water Gun before? Also, I gave Barry the IQ skill Efficiency Expert, which means he'll always target Pokemon with the lowest amount of HP left, which for some reason he can tell. And I can't. Yeah, that seems fair. So, how this IQ thing works is, I just realized a fairly interesting way of looking at it, because these are all variables, right? Because PP Checker is actually, probably should have equipped that. Most of these you will want to equip, right? But it's pretty much like programming your own little AI into this, and it's not as complicated as like actually programming an AI. But it's switching off and on variables to take into account with the AI algorithm they use. So exclusive move user, for instance, was switched off, I suppose, because he tried to use a move which didn't have any PP. And I don't need you, actually, I don't need you using that right now. Dedicated Traveler, for instance, you can use either or. Let's go for PP Checker right now. Dedicated Traveler, for instance, prioritizes walking over attacking. So if I walk away from a fight, he will also walk away from that same fight. Which is useful, but I'm not going to equip it. And that is the end. So, as it seems, the Ancient Peaks, Hill of the Ancients is actually not a different dungeon, it's just the peak of the canyon. Which definitely isn't the Grand Canyon whatsoever, even down to like the colors. Excuse me, are you maybe Zatu? He's looking into the sun. I don't think there's a lot of Pokemon out there doing that. Hello? Maybe he doesn't hear me. Hello? Hello? Yeah, he did. It's useless, he's not responding at all. Maybe he's just sleeping while on his feet. Vlogger, what should we do? I mean, obviously. We're gonna attack? No way. I mean, he's kind of creepy. It'd be scary for sure. Alright, if you really want me to do this, if something happens to me, promise me you'll help. I'm counting on you. Alright, counting down. 3, 2, 1. Now. Yeah? Witness, it's the sinking of the sun. Indeed, I am Zatu. You discern my true identity. You are not an ordinary sort. Guess your identity? That's a bit much. No, I can tell this. You there. You are no ordinary Pokemon because my future sight also allows me to like re-key or something. You are human, yes? Huh? How can you tell that? All day I stare in the sun, unblinking. It gives me sight for all things. The past and the future too. Okay, so he does know about the past, fair enough. Then you've got to tell us, Zatu. This is my friend Vlogger. He can't talk for himself, because that would just be too freaking convenient. My friend woke up one morning as a Pokemon, without remembering anything being human too. Zatu, you can tell, can't you? Can't you tell us? The calamities of nature, there have been many in recent times. They occur because the world's balance is upset. And you're becoming a Pokemon. They are tied together, inseparably so. Wait, Vlogger becoming a Pokemon and the natural disasters are related? What do you mean? What does Vlogger have to do with the natural disasters we've been seeing? What is it? Hey! Why do you climb up? Please, come on, tell us! There are bigger concerns, I am afraid. The world's balance, it must be restored. Or the unthinkable shall befall our world. What do you say? The world? The unthinkable's gonna happen? Every day I see it. The same future. Every day. I dread it. Yet I have not told anybody until this point. Well, I suppose he would know that we were gonna come to see him. And he also knows how this is all gonna go. So he also knows that the world is not actually gonna end, but is this like a Doctor Strange 14,605 to 1 odds kind of thing? Where it only works because he told them that? I think this might be it, yeah. This is Zatu? I fear it. The world's destruction. The world's destruction?
Isn't that a surprise? The Vlogger was human. That's going to be useful. This should be interesting.
Would you like to save your adventure? I very much would like that, because I think this episode has been quite long. Then again, I don't know, because there's been a lot of downtime with me trying to get back up that damn canyon. The next morning. We're going to end the episode here. Maybe this is a bit of a short episode, maybe this is a bit of a long episode. I frankly don't have a clue, but I think this is a real good point to end off the episode, because after this I think shit gets real very, very quickly. So until the next time, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have indeed enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. I know I have. I'll see you all next time. Bye.